Welcome back to Emergency Dating Consulting, a place for immediate change and or development in the world of dating. As always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to send in your questions so I can answer them on the show. Let's go! Woman here who finds herself in the situation of wanting to hold out sex or extending the dating duration in order to build an emotional connection and secure her position of where she's at with this guy. She asks, is it weird to tell a guy that I want to first get to know him well emotionally and only then have sex? Would he appreciate it or would he freak out? I want to keep off sex until I really feel we have a good emotional connection and we are both on the same page in terms of what we want. I'm thinking first 6 dates, you get to know the person. After that, you spend another 6 dates developing a bond and trust, and only then go to physical intimacy. So that would be like 3 months after the first date. 12 dates later if we met every week. I'm okay with kissing and holding hands but not making out or sex until the 3+ month mark. I'm tired of just swiping right, having sex too soon, things ending. I miss traditional dating. Would this freak a guy out? So for a quick short answer to your question, yes, this will definitely freak a guy out. But the importance of this is to know why this would. As I always say, the answer are in the details. So there's first something I would like to point out that can be possibly overlooked. From saying things like, I'm thinking first 6 dates, you get to know the person. After that, you spend another 6 dates developing a bond and trust, and only then go to physical intimacy. So that would be like 3 months after the first date, 12 dates later if we met every week. And then you go on to say, I'm okay with kissing and holding hands but not making out or sex until the 3+ month mark. Everything you said, you have to notice this is strictly through what you want, through how you see dating should go. There is nothing in these details that has any consideration or any thought of what the man could be going through, what he would prefer, or what you can do to balance how men operate so you can have a smooth transition into dating. I know where this is coming from and I understand. Just like you said, I'm tired of swiping right, having sex too soon, and just things ending. I completely understand that. So you have to secure yourself in order so you don't get hurt or you don't attract the wrong guy or you don't give out anything who doesn't deserve it. I completely understand that. However, once again, we are looking at a classic case of that gap between the sexes. She doesn't know who she is dating or attracting. All your rules are just all your rules that you have for dating. It's just a suit of armor so you can go out to battle. Really, all these rules come from swiping right all the time, having sex too soon. So you must understand, you really just built a wall for anybody to access you unless they go on 6 dates and over 3 months, 12 dates total, as you put it. And to a guy, this is, and you know this instinctively, as you ask, would this freak a guy out? This will freak a guy out. So the question is, why would a guy freak out? technically you've set parameters to make sure things are okay, smooth, and safe. No one gets hurt for the most part. That's okay. But the root of this, like I said, there is no thought or consideration on what the male is going through. So you have to understand men. As I always say in relationships, 6 months in, and I'm giving a little bit of leeway. I've originally said, in your relationship 4 months in, if this is somebody you want to marry or not live with, not these other steps, straight up marry or not. Ladies, y'all have a natural gift from nature, which is your intuition, right? Which is your ability to be detail oriented, right? Y'all can pick up energy off of men. You can put their character together by their clothes, their persona, how they're standing. Like, you can put all that together and can get a decent, right, assumed position that these guys sit in. However, that's not what's stopping you. What's stopping you is just not understanding who these men are. So on the third date with a guy, right? Imagine that y'all have already talked for hours. You accumulated a nice rapport with each other. And really, what is there to do after that? As you said, develop bond and trust. You cannot develop bond and trust during dating. You have experience, we've all experienced attempting, right? Like, oh shit, we're forming something here. And then we start to trust that person. We start to develop that bond. And then a speed bump in the road breaks us off, right? And that makes you hesitate. Like, damn, I actually trusted this person, right? I thought I built a bond with this person and they chopped it in half, right? Because you cannot build trust in a bond through dating. You have to understand what dating is. You are going out to a public place to get to know each other, specifically for your safety, right? A good atmosphere and whatnot. But there's a reason why you're not going over each other's houses, because trust and that bond has not been formed yet, and it's not going to. That trust and bond forms once you commit to each other, right? Y'all both know, you both agree to walking this tightrope of a relationship and going and rolling the dice to whatever can come out of that. Going into a relationship, there is a possibility of failure, right? There's a possibility of being disappointed, of being cheated on, etc. So that's when two people who don't trust each other start to trust each other and start to build a bond. And why on this third date it is so important to know, this is when you can let the man know, I'm feeling this is where we're sitting at, and where do you want to go from here? If you don't want to have sex with this man on the third date, then you let him know what you're looking for and what's going on. And on the man's behalf, the reason why this is important on the third date, to not go farther than that, in your head, you better be saying the exact same thing for the most part of what you want to do in your own head, of what you want to do and how you want to pursue her. She is already digging you. So this will be on you if you want to pursue her for a relationship. Now, the 3-month mark is important, or the 3-date rule is important to understand when associating with men, because we are already built an infatuation with you, right? Especially if we're whining and dining you. We've already built an infatuation, and we're already turned on, and we're digging everything about you. And it's hard. It's actually damn near impossible, especially on the third date, if you've already kissed, a little touchy-feely. Like, this is when the fireworks spark. And as men, if you watch my other episodes, I explained the raging bull of testosterone that is just burning in men's veins and in their head. And after that third date, y'all have to understand, we are blind. after that. Now, all we're focused on is securing the bag, securing you. And really, to put the cherry on top of the sundae of the dates and through everything, it's sex. So we cannot see any further. Look, going on these emotional dates, right? And actually building a bond. I mean, having intimate, deep, personal conversations with each other and actually building a rapport is as much as an emotional connection you need. You've been on intimate dates and withheld personal information, right? You didn't feel this person was either on the same page as you or whatever. But when you went on a date one-on-one with somebody who you really like and they really like you, right? By the time that third date comes, y'all have discussed damn near everything that you value, all your hobbies. You've discussed, you've built that emotional connection. Now it's time to be mature and make a decision after this, right? On the guy's behalf, it's perfect. He will pursue you, right? As in his head, as a girlfriend, period, as you explain to him what you are looking for and what you want, but specifically of what you have already experienced in these dates. And what do you have to lose on that note? It's really a no risk situation. You're not giving up sex, right? And nobody's time and money is being spent for 6 more dates, right? See, these type of rules can become selfish from women, right? All these rules strictly say on how hurt you are, right? And you're putting every man that you've ever encountered for the future into this meat grinder of your bad memories, bad experiences, and you have to go through all this just because I experienced that. That's not fair, right? And here's another thing that is And here's another thing that where it becomes a double standard, and double standards exist on both sides. But in order to, if you want a partner by your side to grow, to start a family with, these double standards have to be understood and adjusted on your behalf so you don't have a misplaced weight of a pendulum between you guys. So ladies, you have to understand, in every app you have, So ladies, you have to understand, with every app you have, with every social media, with everything connected to your phone, you have a tidal wave of men constantly bombarding your account, your personal whatever, and they are trying to pursue you. This is different from men. This is different for your men who are not genetic specimens or who are not just filthy rich, if you will. They don't, those inboxes are full, or those inboxes are empty, excuse me. But because your inboxes are overflowing and you need to delete some, see, as you all attract men, you literally just do yourself up, take care of yourself, and men come to you. We have to go get our women, right? So when we go on dates with y'all, we can't. So when we go on dates with y'all and you want us to stop talking to other women, just assume, especially if you really like the guy, if he has the characteristic traits that you like about him, then chances are he's talking to other women. And this is that double standard, because I would advise men to not stop talking to their women, put them on a lower priority, but to not stop talking to them, because y'all have experienced this looking at men who are at zero, who have zero women they're talking to, let alone zero women that they're dating. And this gives off a very bizarre and unsure energy off of a man that y'all pick up on. So, but this is just a highlight of a double standard that we have, but it has to be adjusted once we find somebody who we are building an emotional connection with and trying to court for a relationship. I mean, you have to understand what you're saying, just to bring clarity to actually what you're revealing here. So that would be, as you said, so that would be like 3 months after the first date, right? 3 months after the first date, 12 dates later, if we meet every week and you're okay with kissing and holding hands. When you kiss and hold hands 3 months in, 12 dates later, this is all a fantasy for women and through what you're experiencing as this duration is taking place. Eventually, a month in, basically, this man is going to be going nuts, wanting to touch you, and you're okay with that. But what if the sex is lame? What if y'all are incompatible sexually? Right? You can just chop it up as whatever, but you put this man on 12 dates. How many dates is he paying for? Think about what men are going through, dating women like you, going on 12 dates, 3 months, going to this connection and being horribly disappointed with sex. And actually, to a point, it's a turnoff. What do you think he's going to do on the next 6th date with this next woman, right? He's going to back off. He's going to readjust his route to how to go about things, right? And this is that gap that I'm talking about between the sexes. On your behalf, on ladies' behalf, y'all go through the same exact thing from these men not adjusting. Let me just move in real quick, or let me just have sex and then try to be cool with her, when y'all don't operate like that naturally. Most of y'all don't operate like that naturally, right? And this is why I give 3 dates, right? This should be enough for you to know where you're at, to know what you want, to know who this guy is. And this is enough for him to know where he's at with you, knows what he wants with you, and knows where he's going to go with you, right? Everybody wants to get to know somebody to a T before you commit, before you do anything. That's not the risk. There's no risk involved. We're talking about 2 scared adults who have to have all their ducks lined up before they step out into a risky proposition that's going to last for decades if you play your cards right? There is you cannot date without having a risk, right? And with the dating world being so shitty as it is today, this is how everyone's playing it. You have your women out here who just like, fuck it, I'm gonna get what I can and get what I want and calling it. And you have the men out here who's like, fuck all this, I'm about to get what I can and get what I want and move on. And then you have the rest of the populace who are just terrified. They don't want to say, fuck it, I'm just gonna do me, because they're educated enough and they've attacked their pain enough not to take it out on others. So here's this very large pool of everyone else who are still trying out here, who are setting up rules and perimeters like you, but are not giving up and are not out trying to hurt people. The problem is this entire pool is terrified, right? And somebody in this pool on both sex has to step up and understand and be smart enough to understand the opposite sex that you're dating. This is why this is the most difficult to connect, right? The statistics are a lot higher with gay couples, and the statistics are a lot higher in the form of success in a relationship, even building a family with gay couples. They understand each other. So you need to understand your opposite sex and gather what you know about them, protect yourself. But if you want to play it safe while you're dating, give respect to the opposite sex, right? On that third date, you should know what's up. You should express yourself. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Think about that. Look how quick that was. Move on for both of y'all. And this goes for men too. On that third date, be respectful on what they are looking for to get from you. And if you can't provide that, let them go. Right? Now, these are both leadership positions where you're stepping up and rising over that fear while not progressing and adding fuel to the fire around you and for other people. You have to be careful with these perimeters and rules, right? The guy you might be dating could be my brother, that you're going to put him through this trial and tribulation in order to see if he's the right one, right? And the same thing with men. You could be dating my sister, right? With these half-ass, unsure, just childish ways about going about things. Be a mature adult. Understand your situation. Do not abuse your power, but face your fear. It's risky out there, but that's what makes it worth it. Good luck out there.